yes, and he picked
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
Wow. Big Brucey.
Big Brucey.
Many years of classic films, TV appearances. Unfortunately, Bruce is very unwell now, and
Yeah,
he can't even actually communicate very much. I've seen like videos of him, not being able to speak, but luckily he seems to have like a really close-knit family
really close family.
that
Yeah, he
that
definitely
are,
seems to be there for him, which
sort of
is
make it
good.
a little bit easier for him, which is really sad considering, his
No,
contribution to the world.
huge. I
Yeah.
mean, I thought this was going to be easy when I first heard it.
Yeah.
And then obviously having a little scroll through, I was like, oh my God, what? How much have you done?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
probably going back to probably what, say 81, maybe 82.
Yeah, one of mine is definitely an oldie but a goldie.
Yeah. So it was very hard to narrow it down to three. Like I said, I
Yes.
actually have 11, but
And should
I
we
can,
caveat that we've put Die Hard on a pedestal, golden category on its own, so neither of us are picking it
yeah,
because that is just.
I think that's only fair because Die Hard just takes up is such a
You think Die Hard, you
classic.
think Bruce Willis, you think Die Hard. So
Yeah,
I think that had to kind of be an overarching one.
yeah,
And we also agreed that again, like we did before, anything that's together like a trilogy
yeah,
is classed as one choice. So
yeah.
just,
Because I feel like Die Hard has got to be up there, one of those films that it's almost like it's in that Home Alone category where it's
yeah,
like something it's a staple of life.
yeah, every year.
Yeah.
Usually at Christmas, but
It's a staple of life. Everyone pretty much loves that movie.
Oh, and he's in his
All three of them,
prime,
really.
isn't he? He's in his
Yeah.
absolute prime, yeah.
Yeah. What was it? It's four, isn't it? There's four Die
Yeah,
Hards.
yeah. And he had
Yeah.
always had really good other people, other baddies, you real
Yeah.
good actors as the baddies and stuff as well.
Yeah. Because I remember the very last one, that was like super old John McClane. And it's just like, you actually felt like, oh, he's an older man now.
Is he gonna do it?
Is he going to do it? Is he going to survive this one? Yeah. And obviously, that was more like set in a more modern time. So it was a lot more explosions and crashes and
Yeah, yeah.
so I think, yeah, Die Hard needs to have its own pedestal, cannot be judged. It's
No, it's
just
just an
greatness.
obvious there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
All
what
right.
did you go for number three then? You're
Number
not doing your full 11. You did pick a three out of the 11, right?
I did pick a three out of the 11, but it was pretty, like I said, I had to keep dropping things down. And even my top three, even number four and five are like, you could easily sneak in there.
Oh, can do some honorable mentions
Okay.
after our top threes.
All right. So starting with number three, this one just beat out a movie called The Jackal,
Oh, yes, I looked
one
it
of my
up.
faves. He was like such a good bad guy in The
Which
Jackal.
often he's not normally a baddie,
No,
right? So it was good that he could flip.
yeah, and it's very rare that some of these big names or some of these like superstar actors will actually play the bad guy role.
Yeah.
So yeah, for him, The Jackal obviously just slipped out of the top three. So my number three selection was Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
I absolutely love Pulp Fiction. Where he kept his daddy's watch. I
I mean, it's an absolute classic, right? I must admit, I think this back when I was a wuss. I was a real movie wuss, right? I
Yeah.
hated anything to do with drugs. Like it
Okay.
really freaked me out. So
Yeah.
when I watched it, I was like, oh my God. And so I probably didn't have as much love for it, even though I totally get why it is
Yeah.
a cult classic. Yeah.
Like obviously Samuel Jackson, John Travolta, Uma Thurman,
Uma.
you know, yeah, for me, that's one of those staple films. It's always going to be like, say, close to my top 20.
Yeah. And it was so different as well, right?
Yeah,
He's always quirky with his movies, isn't he? And I think
yeah,
there's being quirky and then there's being able to be quirky mainstream.
yeah.
And he does have a real art for it. So
Yeah, Pulp Fiction was just an excellent movie. You know, just the scenes that people, ever like me, you and your friends would, like me and my friends would definitely always be like quoting things from the movie.
mm, that is tasty burger.
Some Royale cheese. Yeah, so number three for me, definitely Pulp Fiction,
Nice.
which a lot of people would have it as number one, but
Yeah, true. Not in my top three, but it was in my honorable mention. So
okay, all right,
cross that off, yeah.
okay,
So my number three,
yeah,
sci-fi,
okay,
fantasy,
yeah.
Fifth Element.
What an amazing movie.
I thought you were gonna go, what the hell?
I know, because that is my number one. We've done it
Okay,
again.
I'll save my chat until you go to your number one. So you just jump to number two. You go to number two. Oh man,
See, we've done it again. Like your
we've
number
got,
two is
we've
my
got to
number
confer.
one.
But at least this is real then, I guess. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we'd be changing our choices, wouldn't we? So
yeah. All
okay,
right.
talk about it on your slot. You can do your number two.
Okay, so my number two was the dark, gritty Sin City.
Oh, that was my number four. Yes. Oh, I'm glad that's made it in there.
At the time, you know, obviously this was like before superhero sort of comic book movies were becoming cool.
Hmm.
And this one was just shot so well. It had the darkness, it had the light. It was like shot like there's a lot of gray, but in the right places had the color.
Yeah.
You know, the way the story was told, it was
Yeah, it
gritty.
was heartfelt, right?
Yeah,
Pretty but heartfelt.
you know, it had a full like star-studded cast.
Yeah, even with small parts, like a
Yeah,
little cameo,
yeah.
and like, oh,
Like Mickey Rourke's character was amazing. Just it was just a beautiful film, and it's one that I could watch over and over again.
yeah. I'm glad you had that. Yeah, that was my number four. So I'm happy that that made it.
Yeah, and then obviously there was a second one as well, which was also
There
pretty good.
was.
But that first one
I think
was
the first was the hitter, wasn't it?
yeah that
That's what
that
got
first one
like,
was Frank Miller's like chef's kiss.
yeah.
All right, so what's your number two?
So my number two goes from gritty to cheesy.
Okay,
And I love it. And I still cry every time at the end.
hold on a minute. It's not Death Becomes Her, is it?
No, but that
Okay,
does get an honorable mention.
yeah,
Delete that one as well.
yeah.
No, it is Armageddon.
What a classic! That was in there.
Oh,
That was in my top 12.
we're like, yeah, I got a top 11.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, I love it.
yeah,
I often judge it on how often I'll watch a film, and I've
yeah,
seen Armageddon so many times.
yeah,
I just love it. I love him and Affleck in it, and how he
yeah,
saves him to be with his daughter at the end. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I love Liv Tyler. I love who was the guy that was in. Oh, he was in Gone in 60 Seconds as well as the guy's best as Nick Cage's best mate. I don't know
Oh,
names. I love his character and
yeah. Oh,
they're
what
just
her
all
name?
so different. And I know it's super cheesy, but it
Has,
still stands up as a
has, one-
brilliant disaster
has
film.
an amazing soundtrack.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
there is.
don't want to miss a thing is actually on my motorbike riding playlist. So
Oh, really?
when I'm doing my long journeys, I have a playlist called the riding playlist, and that's in there.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. Bit of
Like,
comedy, lots of action, tense, you know, just yeah,
it was
love
in
it.
that era where like the music back then when music was perfectly made for a film, or they made a film and they thought to themselves prior, what song is going to make this moment?
Yeah, this is the vision.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that the artist got it exactly right
yeah.
as well. Because I mean, I don't know actually if was that one of the ones where they would have gone to Aerosmith and gone, we want you to do the song for the
No,
film.
the song was already there.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
years
believe
ago, and they
I'm thinking the
decided,
writers were writing it out and they were like, how can we portray how important this moment is?
yeah,
What are the fans going to walk away from this film and be like, that song is going to be stuck in their head and that
yeah.
moment is going to be like in their heart. It's almost like if you think about back with this with Spider-Man, like Nickelback or whatever. I mean, be a hero. What was it, hero? What?
Yeah. See? I'll have to look it
I can
up.
sing it in my head, but I'm not gonna sing it live because my voice, not what it used to be. But but yeah, certain songs just carry a film forward. All right, so my number one, which you already said, well, you already said is your number three. Just what a movie. The Fifth Element had everything. It had comedy, it had action, it had a good
And
story.
Lilu,
You like,
Multipass.
yeah.
You just can't help it. It just sticks with you for life. The beautiful singer lady.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she was
And
like, the stones are
yeah,
in me.
yeah. And then
I was
you
like,
have
oh, I don't want her to die. She's so lovely. And then he had
yeah,
to go like, oh
yeah, like Chris Tucker as well, like
my God. Oh my God.
super androgynous
Here.
character, but
What was his? Do you remember what his character was called?
uh
He was so funny. He was like a little radio DJ,
yeah,
wasn't
yeah. Corbin, man.
he?
Corbin.
Oh, Corbin. Oh, it was good. And another good baddie,
Yeah. That was
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, yeah.
Love him. Yeah, he makes a great baddie.
He was a great baddie in that. And it's just, and again, a film I can watch over and over again.
Yeah, so sweet. You know, obviously has to protect her, and then you've still got all the sci-fi-ness of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, you've got the
Futuristic,
cool
like
little apartments, and
yeah, when he beats up a guy up and then he puts him in the bed and like the bed folds over, makes itself and everyone stuck in plastic.
oh, it's so clever.
Yeah, for the time that it came out, it is a timeless classic. And like I said, it's a film I can watch over and over again. That's why it was my number one. There was
Right.
such a big list,
Yeah.
and that was just right.
Considering it made it into both of our top threes, I think that says a lot about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Even
I'm
that was
interested to
down
know
my list.
what your number one is.
Oh, my number one, my number one. Oh, absolutely love it. It is an oldie, but again, reminds me of my childhood with my sister
Yeah.
when we watched it. Kind of an action adventure.
Okay.
Say adventure, that makes it sound cheap. It's not. It's an 18.
Okay.
Last Boy Scout.
Oh my God, Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans with the
Yeah.
pussycat.
Yeah. I can't remember that one said Danger is my middle name, and he's like, my name's. He said his middle name. It's like,
But again, funny,
yeah,
dry, you know. And
yeah,
he's the beat up, bad old badass cop. His wife has cheated on him with
yeah,
like
yeah,
bloody his partner, who's like
yeah,
nothing like him, and
yeah.
how she gaslights him. I mean, that's probably like the earliest gaslighting I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, and then how he obviously meets his hero, and then the guy was like, "Oh, you're a jerk," and she's like, "No, he loves you."
yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, they were so young in that.
They were. And then obviously they kidnapped the daughter and they were definite killers. So you were worried.
Yeah, yeah.
You had the timing, you had the football, baseball, or whatever it
Oh, yeah,
was.
it was football. He was a quarterback. playing American football. So
Yes,
yeah, it was that was a good film. It's a
brilliant
tough one
film.
where
Love it.
that, because obviously
Love
that
it.
was in my list, but it's just like, yeah, my top three, those ones I can watch day in, day out.
Yeah. And again, this was a bit nostalgic. As I
Yeah,
was scrolling through, I was like, oh my God, that's got to be there.
yeah. So some honorable mentions for him.
Yes.
I think number one for me was his when he popped into Friends and he played Ross's girlfriend's dad. Like for me, those few episodes was,
I bet Jennifer Aniston was like, yes, please.
yeah, like those
And
ones,
vice versa, to be fair.
yeah, were hilarious. Where he played Paul and he's like, I remember they got to the boathouse, the lake house, and Ross is under the bed and he's, yeah, I'm just a love machine. I'm just a love machine.
I remember. Oh, it was funny. I like that because it was a couple of episodes he was in, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
don't think it was just one, which was nice. Yeah.
Other than that, I go back to my list. I loved the film, two films that were out called they were called Bread. So Retired and Extremely Dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really enjoyed those ones. He hooked up with Matt LeBlanc, not Matt LeBlanc, sorry, Matthew Perry again on the whole 9 yards. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, yes, we said, didn't we, about that? Yeah.
There was the Sixth Sense. I really, really enjoyed Sixth Sense.
That's in mine, so I'll cross that off.
He had. It's going to sound bit. And these ones were up quite high, but as I started adding others, it sort of started to change. But Unbreakable, Split,
Yeah.
and Glass.
Yeah. I put Unbreakable in there on its own.
Yeah, because obviously that's the original.
Favorites. Yeah. But again, we take the group.
Yeah.
And it's comic booky, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're all over that.
Yeah. Yeah. That had and I love James McAvoy as well. So anything that he's in, I'm good with.
He's such a good actor. Like,
So versatile.
yeah, so versatile. He can go from like Mr. Tumnus to
I forgot that.
he
Oh, porn.
can go from Mr.
Oh
Tumnus
man.
to Wanted to like
Yeah,
Professor
Patricia.
Xavier. Yeah,
He played Split amazingly,
yeah.
brilliantly.
So what was it? I think I can't remember what he had. Was it 16 personalities or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. I
That.
got two more.
Yeah, go on.
Although it was a bit creepy and a bit weird, 12 Monkeys was a really big movie
12 Monkeys was intense.
and pretty different. So I was like, that's definitely got to be in there.
Yeah.
And then my other one would be Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Doesn't have amazing, IMDb, but it was still there.
Any other that I forgot? No, honorable mentions other than like the friend, and obviously what was it again? We said it was I've already said, well, the Jackal was obviously just going to be in my top.
Yeah.
There, but it just fell out.
So many to choose from.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll ever see this, but your body of work has kept us super entertained. We know he's really ill right now. Hopefully, however, whatever remainder of life he has, it is as peaceful and as healthy as it can be.
Yeah.